So what this card tells me, Libra, is that a lot of you have gone through some type of conflict in relationships. This could be someone that you're currently with, or maybe for some of you, someone has returned from the past, that there's been a lot of intense charged emotions, feelings with this person, that some issues from the past are kind of coming back to the surface. So I feel that some of you might be in a relationship, but something has kind of been haunting you from the past as far as a conflict. And there's unfinished business basically with that person. And I feel that some of you will be getting an opportunity to kind of clear the air. And maybe in the past you weren't ready to do that. There was just so much, disagreement between you and this other party that you just weren't, you both had your defenses up and you weren't willing to listen to one another. But now I feel like, when it's in reverse, you're willing to put your swords down. You're willing to put your swords down with this person, and you're at least open to negotiating or talking. I feel that you've definitely battled somebody or something, whether this is the current partner that you're with, or like I said, someone from the past, and you're ready to talk it out. And I don't know, for some of you, this might lead to a relationship, but for some of you, this just might be kind of a healing, making peace with someone from the past or your current partner. Basically, this card is just saying that you've gone through some battles. You've gone through some conflict. And I know for Libra, you don't like it at all. Like, this is not, your inward soul doesn't like disharmony. But at the same time, you've had your swords drawn. You've done battle. You've defended what you thought you believed. I feel like there's been a lot of arguments and conversations, and maybe not seeing eye to eye with someone. Maybe you're in a relationship where you and your current partner haven't been seeing eye to eye, but you're just tired of it. You're tired of the arguing. You're tired of the disagreements, and you're ready to put your swords down and just negotiate and work towards solving, reconciliation, work towards, finding a compromise. Because this card too, in reverse, she's just kind of at a standstill. So in another way that this could affect some Libras is some of you might be feeling indecisive in regards to your current relationship right now. Maybe you're kind of at a standstill. You're really not sure which way it's going. You're just a little unsure. You're feeling uncertainty this month in regards to a partner. And I keep getting someone from the past. I keep getting someone, and that maybe that's why. Maybe someone from the past that, something needs to be revisited. That's what's kind of causing a little bit of confusion for you. You might just be feeling not as, for some of you, I feel that, like I said, this situation from the past is maybe kind of seducing some of you in a way, and you're maybe just feeling a little inner weakness or just not sure, as far as, am I in the right situation? Do I need to kind of reconsider this person from the past? Or there's someone and there's something that has unresolved issues, and I feel like some of you are coming to a place where you're having an opportunity to talk with this person, or to kind of hear their point of view, to hear their side, and you're willing to listen. You're willing to listen to their side. They're willing to listen to your side. So I really feel like for the month of May, a lot of you just want to clear the conflict basically in your life. You've been through some stuff, and you're ready to clear the conflict. You might be feeling a little like uncertain, but all you know is that you just want to restore peace and harmony in your relationships. And generally for Libra, there's multiple people involved. You're a social creature. So there could be issues from the past that have not been completely restored or healed. And you want to have that harmony in your life. And so you're kind of out on the lookout, and you're open to seeing what clarity can be received in these situations. As far as the obstacle to be overcome, we have the Prince of Wands. So this is a fire energy. So the Prince of Wands is basically, it's basically fire that's out of control in a way. It's the fire energy, which is passion, action, kind of acting without thinking. It's very impulsive. So I feel like the challenge for the month of May for some Libras is going to be keeping self-control. And that could be in, many different ways, obviously. It could be just your physical energies. It could be just not overdoing it. Some of you might just be really busy right now and just have a lot going on, a lot of demands, and you're just kind of being spread too thin. So that could be the temptation. It could also be with your passions and your emotions. So maybe these talks that you're having with whoever about conflict or whatever, it might raise up some stuff. It might raise up some heated arguments, heated conversations that are tempting you to kind of lose your cool. Because, whenever we revisit something that, pushes a button, or there's something that has to be resolved, it might tap into something. So the temptation might be to have an unbridled tongue, or just kind of act too quickly, act too hastily, jump into a situation. If some Libras are feeling indecisive and there's more than one option on the table, or maybe if you're single and you're considering dating someone, and you just want to jump into it really quickly without really taking the time to get to know that person. So it can apply in different ways, obviously. But this energy here in it, when it's in this, it's reversed. It's a fire energy, so it represents action, passions, emotions. But the page is kind of an immature aspect of that. So I would say that the temptation or the obstacle to overcome, Libra, for the month of May, is to really stay balanced, and that's kind of your whole key, is to stay balanced and to not let your scales, get too carried away from one side or the other. It's, and it's always easier said than done, because relationships obviously are pretty powerful. And, especially as we are all on a spiritual journey, we can attract people in our life that kind of bring out different emotions in us for our healing and for our growth. So I'm feeling strongly that, there's some karmic kind of relationships going on for you right now. And I'm proud of you, because I feel that you are facing them. You are doing your best to hear their point of view, and not just, because before I feel like you guys were both kind of really at odds with one another. Like the communication wasn't that great. And now I feel like there's more openness. So you're definitely trying, and you want to move past these conflicts. You want to gain that harmony. The key is going to be, because you might be at that point, but this other person or your current relationship partner, they may not be as open-minded as you are. And so you might be open-minded towards them, but they may not be towards you. And that could cause a little bit of fiery frustration. So that is going to be the challenge for some of you Libras. So the outcome we have is the 7 of Wands. So yeah, we have a lot of fire energy here, Libra. So this tells me that some of you might be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Some of you might have that energy either in your current relationship or someone from your past. And if it's not one of those signs, this person that is, you've had a battle with could exhibit the energy of a fire sign, even if they're not one. So it's an energy. But yeah, you've got a strong fire energy here. So the 7 of Wands, what this lets me know is that ultimately you are going to be victorious. Ultimately, you are going to, you're going to stand your ground, Libra. You're not going to, even though you're open to this person, and even though you're open to hearing their point of view and you want to move past the conflict, you're by no means going to be a doormat. And that's maybe why your scales kind of want to go this other way, where it's like, if you have to get a little fiery and you have to be strong, like a little overly strong, you might do that, because I feel like you're going to stand your ground. Whatever your beliefs and your convictions are and where you're at, what you've worked hard for, because this also tells me that you've actually done a lot of work in something. You have a belief or you have a relationship that you're holding on to and you're not going to give up easily. And maybe maybe your relationship is going to be questioned by people. Maybe someone that you want to be with, someone's going to question that or not agree with you, and you're not going to give in to that. You're not going to give in to other people's opinions. I feel that you're going to stand your ground, and it looks like the universe is actually, it's saying for you to kind of harness that fire energy and to go forward with confidence, but don't let it go too out of control. Don't let it be like a wildfire where it just consumes everything in its path, because obviously that's when it becomes reckless. So, I mean, honestly, Libra, I feel like a lot of you have almost been kind of like in a warrior state. You've almost had to be in a warrior mindset. Like some of you have been battling. You almost feel like you've had to battle people. You've had to battle friends. You've had to battle work. You've had to battle love. Just in your mind, in your beliefs, in your convictions, you've really had to stand up for what you have wanted. You've had to fight for it. And you probably lost a few friends or loved ones in the process. Maybe people weren't happy with your choices, and so it caused conflict. But for the month of May, I feel that some of those people are coming back, and it could be possible past relationships or loved ones. And it might be causing some of you to be a little indecisive, but you're willing to negotiate. You're willing to put down your swords. You're willing to listen and try to come to, resolution and clarity. And you might get a little resistance, though. They may not be as open-minded as you are, and that could be a temptation to feel frustrated. But at the end of the day, Libra, you're not going to compromise what you've worked so hard to attain at this point. And I feel like balance will be attained. You've got the two pillars here. Balance will be attained. If your scales get a little out of whack, you will attain that balance. So you're going through a transformation, but I feel like it's all good, and you and your partner will become stronger for it if you are in a relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, you're definitely at the end of the day not going to compromise who you are. So let's go ahead and look to see if we can find another message. Okay, Libra, so we have this card, Observe. Okay, the message: release, surrender, reconsider, patience, cycles, and perspective. A new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant. Now is not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect upon the relationship or the issue. What is really happening? Release the need or desire to direct the relationship and simply go with the course of events. When you surrender to the experience, you will learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's in releasing that we discover what we really need, as opposed to what we think we need. Trust the process. Have faith in the journey, and let go of the outcome. Although forward progress may appear to be slow, now is the time for patience. All things come in the appropriate time and cycle. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and energy is right. When you are open and receptive to the needed change, it will happen. During the process of simply observing, you can also gain a new perspective on your situation. How might you think differently about it? Look at your relationship through the eyes of an impartial stranger. What insights might that stranger offer you? Listen to the observations with an open mind and heart. By taking a fresh look, you will bring in energies of awareness and transformation. So the affirmation is, I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. And I feel like that's fitting, Libra, because I feel like here, that's kind of what you're open to right now. You're open to hearing and listening and seeing and observing from another point of view. And I feel like the message is whatever you get, whatever the answer is, the temptation might be to impulsively react or, get too fired up. But the universe is just saying, pause and just, be objective, and you'll be able to have clarity. It's going to help you make your decision moving forward so that you can be victorious, and you'll be able to continue on your path in victory.